What's going on, guys? Welcome back to LouieXIII Gaming. We ain't gonna waste no time. We're gonna get right into it. As you guys can see in the title and the thumbnail, as if it wasn't bad enough for the people who haven't got the PS5 yet, it seems like there's some more bad news if you haven't got one yet. For those who are still looking, we're gonna jump right into that. We're gonna talk all about it. Apparently there's a new PlayStation 5 coming out. And usually when you hear new something, you think, okay, yeah, that's good. But in this case, unfortunately, it seems we have some bad news. We're gonna talk all about that and more. So if this is something that you guys are interested in, stay tuned. We're gonna get right to it. If you enjoy, like, comment, subscribe. It helps out tremendously. I appreciate it greatly. Thank you guys so much. Without further ado, let's get right to it. Alright, so as I was saying, Sony is coming out with a new PS5, and it ain't what you guys think. When you hear new PS5 or new this, new that, you think, okay, yeah, we're getting a little update. We're getting bigger and better things, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what I initially thought when I first seen new PS5. I was like, what? I was like, damn, already, man? It made me want to sell my PS5 and get the new one just initially off hearing new PS5, you know, because that's how you usually feel when you see new something. But upon doing more research, looking more into it, that is definitely not the case. The new PS5 is already being shipped, I believe, in Europe and China or something like that. Don't quote me, or Japan, something like that. I'm not sure exactly where it's being shipped already. I don't think it started to ship in the US just yet. So there might still be time to get the launch PS5, but it should start shipping soon. So as you guys know, with everything going on, companies have been taking losses. There's chip shortages, the demand is high, and people have been taking losses. So with that being said, these companies are looking for ways to decrease the cost of production. And that's exactly what is happening here with the PlayStation 5. It seems like Sony is cheapening out. I don't know if that's a word or not, but they're taking the cheap route with the new PS5s to create a better cost basis for themselves. So in order to improve on their bottom line, they're really making it worse for the longevity of the PS5. And we're gonna get right into the details of why that is. So this new PS5 that they're coming out with, shout out to Austin Evans for going in and doing the dirty work, but he went in and he waited and he was looking at it and he noticed that it was 300 grams lighter. So the new PS5 is 300 grams lighter. And initially you think, okay, that's cool, you know, it's a little lighter. It was heavy to begin with, but not such a good thing. He then tested the sound to see if it was any quieter, and it was a little bit quieter. I believe it was a few decibels quieter, but nothing noticeable, nothing too crazy. He also measured the heat, and he found that the new one runs 8 degrees hotter than the old one. And 8 degrees is quite a bit, man. Just think of it as if it was a 62-degree day or a 70-degree day. You know what I'm saying? That could change up the whole outfit. You might be in pants and a sweater or shorts and a shirt. You know what I'm saying? So that is quite a difference, especially when we're talking about a console that has had heating issues in the past. So that was the first red flag. You know, that was the first cause for concern. So after that, they actually went in and started disassembling and trying to see why it was running hotter and why it was lighter. Also, I forgot to mention, the one good thing about the new PS5 is they did improve on the little screw that goes into the stand. Apparently they made it easier for you to screw in by yourself. So I mean, if that's important to you, that is one thing that they did improve on. Also, another thing that he went and tested is the amount of power that each one uses. And upon the testing, he found that the new one uses around 5 watts more power than the old one, which is another bad thing. It's not too crazy of a difference, but it's not good. So when they took it apart, he found that the fan was the same as far as the brand goes and as far as the weight goes, but it did have a different design and it did look a little different, but it was exactly the same brand and they both weighed exactly the same. So there's no weight difference when it comes to that. They did also notice that the wires for the Wi-Fi were different. I think the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth, there was a couple extra wires on the old one as opposed to the new one. So they couldn't really decide what the difference was with the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth, but there was a difference with that as well. So as they kept taking it apart, they realized that the new PS5 heatsink was actually a good amount smaller than the old one. So what that means is there's not as much cooling capability in the newer one as opposed to the old one. The old one has a copper heatsink that is a fair amount larger than the new one. And in the short term, that's not really such a big problem. You know, when it comes to the PS5 performance, you're really not gonna notice too much of a difference, aside from it putting off more heat maybe and running a little hotter, using some more power. But in the long run, that's really where this starts to take effect. It might have an impact on that performance. So that's what they're talking about right now. They're saying that in the long term, this is not good for the newer PS5s. And basically what Sony did was to reduce their cost in producing these PS5s and pretty much make it better for them. They used cheaper parts on the newer ones that they're producing now and took away some good benefits to pretty much just help their pockets. So they did actually go in and weigh the new heatsink and the old heatsink, and to no surprise, the new one was lighter than the old one. So yeah, man, I mean, unfortunately, I do not like bringing this news to people that haven't got the PS5 yet. I know you guys have been trying for a very long time, and I continue over on Twitter to help people know exactly when these PS5s and Xboxes are dropping. But unfortunately, Sony seems to just be thinking about themselves with what they are doing right now, using cheaper parts, taking stuff away in a very important part. So I would say this is definitely gonna have a negative impact on Sony when people start to realize this, more news about it comes out. And one thing is, you guys know exactly how to see if you have the newer one or the older one. Now you just got to disassemble it and check the heatsink to find out whether you have the smaller one or the bigger one. Now I don't know if this is what they're gonna do for the rest of the PS5s, if they're just doing this for now. You know, sometimes companies do this and then they receive a lot of negativity for it, and then they'll go back to doing it how they're supposed to. Hopefully that's what happens in this case. Hopefully they don't just keep going with it this way. I think that's a big L for Sony. Not a good look whatsoever. I don't know if they didn't think people would notice maybe, but you got people like Austin Evans, man, nothing goes over the dude's head. He went in there, he noticed some differences, so shout out to him. That was really dope on his part for going in there and really getting to the bottom of it very quickly. So if you're still in the market for a PS5, this is news that you should know. It's not for sure that it's gonna be such a terrible thing, but it's not looking so good. Hopefully I was able to help you guys out. If you hadn't heard about it yet, stay tuned because we do this all the time. We're bringing all the news in gaming. We do the live streaming. We do everything over here, man. So if you guys enjoy, like, comment, subscribe. It helps out tremendously. I appreciate it greatly. All links are down below in the description for anything you guys might need, everything I use and recommend on this channel. If you want to become a member, all the $13.91 apparel, all down below in the description, my car channel, all that. I appreciate you guys for watching, especially if you made it this far in the video. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Until the next time, I'm gonna catch you guys soon. LouieXIII Gaming checking out. Salute.